As like a man of action, act as like a man of thought. Assalamu alaikum people, how are you? I hope everybody would be absolutely fine, and thanks a lot for such a wonderful comment on the last video which was about IT, and I'm sure you are loving this platform, and just don't forget to leave your comments as well just to let us know okay how we can improve. Your feedbacks are also highly appreciated. Not to go any further, today the guest we have got is again a pleasure for me basically. Whenever I talk with somebody who's been my teacher, this indeed an honor for an ordinary person like me. So today also I'm having this opportunity to talk with somebody who has been my teacher. If I have done anything, this ordinary person as an English speaker, if I have to credit somebody today I'm talking with, somebody who has teaching experience of more than 17 years, which includes TIP Institute in Karachi, Namal Institute, Hamdard University, Ikra University, currently teaching for the last 6 years in Majma University, Saudi Arabia. Also with us live all the way from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Let me take this privilege. Master's PhD in linguistics, Dr. Najeeb Us Saqlain with us. Assalamu alaikum, sir. How are you?
Walaikum assalam, Waqar. Thank you very much for such a flattering introduction. And really, it's a real pleasure for me to join your platform. I have seen your vlogs and I have seen your videos on YouTube, and I really appreciate and I wish you all the best for your future ventures.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot. It's indeed an honor for me, basically, welcoming you in this. How do you feel coming to the platform where videos are coming through different dimensions?
Well, honestly, if you ask me, there has been a lot of different kind of vlogs, videos, and otherwise on YouTube. Some are so useful, some are absolutely rubbish. But when I subscribe your channel, it was really like a ray of hope among all those channels. Such informative views, such informative interviews, and really it's a kind of substance that people like me are looking for, and that's why your channel is among other subscribed channels that I have on my YouTube. I do not subscribe a lot of channels, but yours really is because I really like your effort.
Thanks a lot, sir, and just need your praise as well because students always ask for their teacher just that whatever they have taught them, they can try to make it count with their praise. That's what I can hope for as well, and just an ordinary person like me can hope for as well. The topic we are discussing today with you, sir, is also very important. People who wants to become good public speaker, who likes to speak. What is public speaking? I know it's a very different question, difficult question to answer because it's a very vast field. But for you, Alhamdulillah, because you have been the judge of English speakers for quite some time now, what is
Yeah.
public speaking? Why it is so important and emphasis laid upon?
Yes, it's a kind of a general kind of a question, but if you ask me honestly, I want my son as well be a public speaker only because it includes more than speaking only. You can speak anywhere, like there are RJs and there are other people who speak so well, but why public speaking? Because it includes more than one thing. First of all, um, it sounds petty, but stage fright is something that is so important to get rid of. I have seen so many people who are so good at speaking, but when it comes to public speaking, they feel shy, they feel underconfident, or they do not even know the conventions of public speaking. How, like for me, a person like me who believes that we communicate maybe around 80% through our non-verbals and only 20% through our words. So our
Mhm.
body language, I still remember when I started my career, at the very beginning of my career, one of my teachers, she literally told me how to mold my body language when addressing to public. So one thing which is more important for me is your body posture, how you stand, where is your hand, or where are your hands? How are you standing? The way we stand on or behind the rostrum. Then,
Mhm.
second thing is your eye contact. Who are you looking at? Sometimes I have seen so many people who can be very good public speakers, but the thing is, they do not know how to maintain eye contact. I do not want to discuss the formulae that sometimes some people derive or apply for this kind of eye contact. But I remember Dr. Abdul Wahab, he told me once when I was working with him in Muhammad Ali Jinnah University, generally called Maju, when he was the president of the university, he told me that when you speak to someone in public, everybody should think that he is speaking to me. And for example, if there are 100 students or 100 people sitting as an audience, everybody should think that he is or he was speaking to me. This is how you should maintain your eye contact. How and how
Mhm.
not. This is quite a detail. And last thing in this is your voice. The intonation is one of the most important elements in public speaking. You have to have control over your voice. I have heard so many people, I have seen so many people who are not sometimes audible enough at the back or are so loud that people do not want to listen to his voice because they are so loud. First of all, distance from microphone should be appropriate, and then your intonation. I remember when I heard you for the first time in a public speaking declamation kind of a thing. It was kind of a bilingual declamation. I don't remember. Maybe it was PFT or somewhere. I don't remember. But your best thing was your intonation. I have heard very few people in English public speaking with such beautiful intonation. I'm not saying it because I'm on your channel, but honestly speaking, I have given you example to so many people that this is the ideal intonation in English. These three things are of utmost importance for me in public
My
speaking.
pleasure. Thanks a lot. And the last thing which Sir Najib has talked about, English, this is what actually we'll be discussing. That's why we have started in English language. That the people in Pakistan, especially, unfortunately, they are, I don't know whether they're good Urdu speakers or not, but suddenly they're thinking that, okay, because English is an international global language, okay, let's try to become a good English speaker at the same time. But when it comes to speaking English, what do you think that what would you suggest to the people that how English speeches or how when it comes to speaking in this particular language we should keep in mind how we can start doing this because in Pakistan we know that the people who are speaking in English is as their third language. So what do you think
Yes.
about?
Uh, well, first of all, look, as everybody cannot be a good singer, everybody cannot be a good soccer player like me. I'm not, I'm very bad in soccer. I could play cricket, but soccer is nightmare for me. Everybody could not be a good singer in the same way. Look, we all have this concept of multiple intelligence. So everybody has been rewarded or awarded by Almighty Allah with certain sets of intelligences. Some people do have this intrapersonal intelligence. Some people have interpersonal intelligence. So number one,
Beautiful.
everybody, yes, yeah. So everybody in the world, it might be a bit straight, but if you know me, I'm a bit straight guy. So everybody cannot be a good public speaker. Number one, to be a good public
True.
speaker, he should have that interpersonal intelligence stronger than some other intelligences present in him, in his personality. Number one. Number two, he should focus on what kind of language should he start with to be a public speaker. For example, um, if there's a person who has a natural tilt towards English pronunciation, English intonation, which is quite different than Urdu, he should enter this English declamation or public speaking genre. Some people are so good in Urdu debates and declamation and speeches, but when they try their hands on English, they are absolutely below average. Therefore, to me, this pronunciation thing is natural. It comes natural to some people. Look, I'm not a native speaker, but Urdu, English is my second language. It's not my third language. So English is my second language, but it's not my first language. What we miss here is we do not open dictionaries. What we do, we over rely on technology. There's no harm. I'm not against relying on technology, but we have to open dictionaries. We have to find out the exact pronunciation, which is, to me, is basic. For example, there are some cricket matches going on these days. What should I say? The domestic cricket matches between
Along with
different
the
provinces.
pronunciation, I also,
Yeah.
sorry for the interruption, along with the pronunciation, because you are making a very important point for those who wants to become a good public speaker, especially in English language, the delivery, the how people used to deliver when they are on the stage.
All
What
right.
is the
Now, yes,
significance of that? Along with the
yes,
pronunciation, I want you to comment on that too, because a lots of people completely forget this very important point.
yes. One problem that I have observed in speakers of English language in our part of the world, that's in Pakistan, they have a very strong influence of Urdu speakers. And they always try to speak in English for English declamation or English speeches the way famous Urdu speakers are delivering their speeches. There has been a whole lot of difference between delivery of English speech and delivery in Urdu language. I have seen very few people like you who are equally good in both languages, but most of the people, they claim that they are English language public speakers, but when they come on the rostrum and the way they deliver is like Urdu debate or Urdu speech
Mhm.
has
Absolutely.
different convention. Yeah, they have Urdu speeches have different conventions. They follow different conventions, different norms, the way they
For
start, the
instance,
way
let me
they
give you an
reach the
example.
peak. Yeah.
Let me give you an example to further answer this question. What Urdu speaking speeches are all about? ये इस तरह से हुआ अली वकार अगर हम ये कर रहे हैं तो हमें ये सोचना होगा. Now, what they do in English? Mr. President, this is what we are doing. We have to do that as well. The same style they used to follow as if they are
Agreed.
trying to be a robot of English language. This is
That's
exactly
yeah.
the reason why I want to, speak on this topic. Now please
Yes.
continue.
Yeah. This is one thing. Second thing is the intonation used in Urdu speeches that is absolutely different than English. Honestly speaking, I have seen so many people on stage delivering English speeches and yelling like anything. This is not English. This is not the convention of English speakers. You may afford to raise your voice up to the top of your volume in Urdu declamation or debates. I have been a debater more than a person participating in declamations, but in English, you have to have some kind of, if I say, some kind of calmness in you, but still use your voice rather than your volume. Use your intonation rather than only raise your volume to the top of your voice. This is not the convention of English speeches. Unfortunately, in our part of the world, people are doing that, which disappoints me.
Absolutely. Now, again, a very important point comes to the discussion is that when when it comes to English speeches, another thing which people are unable to detect is the relevance to the particular thing they are speaking upon. For instance, the topic is about nation. The topic is about people who have lost their lives. Yet there will be a change in the discussion which you as a judge especially cannot even figure out कि, hey, what is it coming from? So what is the importance of a relevant to the topic, especially when which you are speaking upon?
Yes, actually, as we all know, there are two ways the way people speak. The novice or the beginner speaker, he first writes his speech and then he comes on the stage and delivers his speech after memorization. The problem
Absolutely.
is the way we write is different. The way we speak is different. They both have different style of language. Sometimes when people they are prolific writers, but when they write like writing a kind of manuscript, which is not suitable for public speaking. Public speaking needs a lot of different techniques like persuasion and etc etc, and therefore you need to be aware of norms of writing for public speaking and writing a manuscript to be read. Number one. Number two, this point that you have just stressed upon comes when people usually they speak with pointers, they do not write. It's always good to speak with pointers only, but then they lose the track. Sometimes when they are speaking extempore or impromptu, what they do, they lose their track where they should land ultimately regarding their topic. And that is happening. Why? Because sometimes I observe they do not prepare. Always remember that whatever we do, big or small, high or low, we need to prepare in advance. I might be a very good speaker. You know, I've been teaching for good 17, 18 years at tertiary level in the universities. But even today, I have to prepare for my lectures before going to the class, especially here in this part of the world. I should not prepare because here the standard of education is not as high as in Pakistan at the university level. But still, I have to prepare for my lecture. What I think is this is one of the missing links. Senior speakers sometimes they get overconfident and they do not prepare, and maybe they rely a lot on the pointers. In Urdu, we
Absolutely.
use a term patte. You know, when we use patte in Urdu, the pet points. That is
Hmm.
where they go wrong. Sometimes they don't win anything because they, as you said, they lose their relevance in the speech. That's where they go wrong.
Absolutely. Believe me or not, sir, it's indeed an honor and pleasure and enjoyable talking when I'm talking to you. And I want this to continue on and on and on, but because the time at
Inshallah.
times,
Yeah.
do not allow us to go. So before
Yes.
we end, your important last message for those who are trying to become a good English speaker.
Yes, the time is flying. Well, it's so good to talk to you. Yes. Number one, don't be afraid of people sitting in front of you. Maybe there are so many good speakers already sitting in front of you as audience, but don't be afraid. When you are on the rostrum, you are the master. They know nothing about anything. So don't be afraid of people, but always read, listen, but more than listening, do the reading. Reading teaches you more than watching or listening YouTube channels or TV channels or something. Make books as your friends, open dictionaries and read in English. Whatever you read, just read. Do not rely on watching TV only. Reading can can improve you lots of can improve you lots, and it will be it will transform you in a better person as well if you read, not only speakers but a better person as well.
Thanks a lot, sir. It's indeed a pleasure talking to you, and we'll
Thank you so
definitely
much.
be inviting you more for this interesting topic. And people, if you are you wants to become a good speaker, wants to learn more, obviously we could only do so much in this short time period of time. But I'm sure the way an expert like Sir Najeeb has talked about the few pointers which he laid emphasis upon, you must have to keep in mind because ultimately the moral of this whole is that expression and being expressing artistically is something what you need to learn because everybody knows how to speak. But if you are a good public speaker, these are the ingredients you need to keep in mind. If you haven't subscribed to this channel as yet, don't forget to subscribe and like and share these videos as much as you can, because ultimately the reason for curators for bringing such multi-dimensional content for you is to allow you to think more, to allow you to actually come on the point where every intellectual or an educated person should be. Take great care of yourself. Do not forget to keep both of us in your prayers. Allah Hafiz and stay curious for much more.